Check this out. I mean, it looks awful, but there is good news from this, folks. A car goes up in flames, causing a major delay. This was I-95 North this afternoon. This photo was taken by a man after he and several Good Samaritans rescued the passengers from the burning car. Now, the passengers, a mama and her baby. And you can see what was left of the car. The St. Johns County Fire Department says that mother and child inside the car at the time taken to the hospital, but both are expected to be okay. And one of the Samaritans who took that picture is a guy named Craig. And I talked to him on the phone this afternoon. He said, I am still shaken, Jeannie. I mean, we worked so hard to try and save lives, and we did. He said it was really a team effort. He said he believed that God was behind everything they did this afternoon. And he only spoke to First Coast News, and he says, oh my gosh, it could have been worse.
They was in the car engulfing flames, and so we all came together to help this infant. And I could sleep better at night.
Well, Craig, you can sleep better at night knowing what you did.
Accurate forecast from the First Coast News weather team, sponsored by AC Designs.
Wow, thank you, Craig. I believe one of the gentlemen. And I'm sure we're going to see more on that. And thank goodness to hear that everyone is, at least as far as we know, well. Sorry, folks. Kind of takes our breath away to see that kind of drama and good stuff. This is good stuff. How can it be good stuff when we're talking about a new tropical depression that's forecast to become not just a hurricane, but a major hurricane? Because what about beyond the 5-day cone? Looks like a concern, maybe for Puerto Rico, maybe for the U.S., but although it's not a guarantee, we got a little better news as far as the long-term indicators are, and I'll talk about that in a few moments. Also want to let you know that what's left of Peter and what's left of Rose, they're continuing to weaken and cooperate with the forecast. Now, the cool front, autumnal front, is still on the way, meaning we still need to deal with some lines of showers and thunderstorms. I'll talk about what's out to the west in a moment, but we did want to go in and talk about this one thunderstorm cell. It was pretty intense, producing some heavy rain during rush hour and lightning as well. The lightning is over, still a bout of heavy rain. We'll call it a downpour, moving out of the Durban and Nocatee area toward the beaches and then offshore. More on Tropical Depression 18 to the east and autumnal air coming at us from the west in just a few moments.
And no matter where you are, you can always stay up to the minute on the weather with the First Coast News app. Text the word app, APP, to 904-633-2402. We'll send you a link to download it to your phone right now. Fans were not just complaining about the on-field products Sunday at TIAA Bank Field. Social media buzzing about the food at the concession stands, from sad-looking $20 tacos to stale buns to leftover breakfast sausage. Limit one. We're on your side tonight, taking all those complaints we've been hearing about to the Jags front office. And we did get a response today from the concession vendor at the bank. Delaware North sent a statement which says, in part, the heavy rain during the early part of the game Sunday drove many fans to the concourse and the premium spaces, resulting in greatly increased and above normal volumes throughout our food service locations. It went on to say we did not run out of food or water at the stadium, but did have isolated incidents where we were unable to replenish items quickly enough to meet the sudden high demand. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. And if there is an issue you want us to shine a light on, just let us know. Send an email to onyourside@firstcoastnews.com, because we are here on your side.
So you know what happened at 3:21 today?
Fall,
It
right?
was, exactly. That's the official start of fall. I can't believe we're in fall. I feel like fall, though, right?
Some people, though, you know, Jeannie, are already looking ahead. They're ready for Christmas, even putting up Christmas decor. I'm not kidding. But it's going to cost you more this year, as much as 20% more to be holly jolly. We're going to tell you what's behind the rise in cost for Christmas decor. If you are looking for a job, I've got some good news for you tonight. CVS Health is set to hire 25,000 new employees during a one-day national career event this Friday. The company's minimum wage is $15 an hour. Pharmacists, pharmacy techs, nurses, and retail workers are all needed at CVS. There are full-time, part-time, and temporary positions. If you're interested, you can text CVS to 25000 to begin the application process. Well, you're probably going to be spending a lot more this year to deck the halls for Christmas.
And I'm looking at the story thinking we have an artificial tree in our attic that we are going to try to replace this year because the limbs are a little wonky, but we might not be able to. In fact, a lot of us may be just using what we already have in the garage because artificial trees and other decor this holiday season could be hit by shortages, according to the American Christmas Tree Association. And they say, yeah, blame the pandemic. Some sellers are already increasing their prices for artificial trees and other holiday decorations by at least 20%. Well, coming up and caught on camera, we've got kind of a wild scene, yes, in our downtown Jacksonville area. What's really going on under the water in the St. Johns? Well, check it out here. Look at this. Thousands of fish caught on camera running along the South Bank of Jacksonville. Thank you to Adam for sending us this video. So what's behind this bigger than normal mullet run? On your side, Lou Turner has a closer look for us tonight. Lou.
Eating and breeding. Breeding and eating and breeding. Really all the mullet cares about. Not that mullet, I'm talking about this slippery little guy. The mullet, the fish. Let me rewind a second. Why am I talking about the mullet today? It's actually because of some incredible video we got from Adam Parsall from the South Bank. Thousands of mullet have schooled together, a part of the mullet run. and it's the time of year for it. But you don't have to take my word for it. I asked marine biologist
Quentin White, perfect. Executive Director, Marine Science Research Institute, Jacksonville University.
pretty much the marine biologist in Jacksonville.
One is daylight, more than temperature, because days are getting shorter, and the animals begin to realize that. Also fresh water. A lot of times hurricanes will dump a lot of fresh water in the river, and that will trigger the animal to understand that, okay, I need to move offshore to spawn.
And even more science here for you, the circle of life. As the mullet come in, everything eats them. Dolphin, tarpon, any sort of fin fish and sport fish love these things as bait. Why, in the video you can actually see the dolphin literally herding the mullet up against the south bank to eat.
Certainly finger mullet are an extremely popular bait for any recreational fisherman.
And as for humans, I mean, if you know, you know, but don't knock it till you try it.
Adult mullet. I mean, I love smoked mullet. I make a mean smoked mullet. I bet you do.
So the big takeaway here is the season changing. Eating, breeding, eating and breeding. Here we are at fall finally. Maybe the temperatures will get a little bit cooler, the days getting a little bit shorter. And if you're going out this weekend, might be a good time to go catch a fish. Reporting from the Jacksonville University Marine Science Research Institute, I'm Lewis Turner, First Coast News, on your side.
Now, your most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, sponsored by AC Designs.
Great information from the doctor and Lou, and I was learning so much until you started talking about the smoked mullet dip, and I totally lost my concentration. I'm ready for more than I can handle right now. All right, but my job is to talk about what is to come. We'll talk short term and we'll talk over the next 10 days. But let's talk about these showers and thunderstorms. There was a pretty intense storm over northwest St. Johns County just an hour ago, dumping some heavy rains from Ponte Vedra through the beaches of Duval and Nassau County. But that's about ready to head offshore. These are the lines of showers. A couple thunderstorms out there with the cold front on the way as well. They're going to come through pretty quickly, but they will be there. So notice they'll be heading through the rest of the First Coast later on to this evening, and I keep this especially in mind for those of you coming down for the jumbo shrimp. I would still go if your plans are to go, but I do plan on a delay. Because these are moving, I don't think it'll be a washout, but just to know, it could be as we get toward the mid to latter part of the jumbo shrimp game tonight, that shower arriving. All along the front, I think the computer model does a pretty good job of painting the showers. So here we are at midnight tonight. The shower is coming to an end. Those of you west and northwest of Duval, by midnight, the showers are over. I guess what I want to make sure, the point I'm making here is it's not just drier because there won't be any rain. Literally the air, the dew point will drop in a big way. We're going to have more on the dew point in a bit, but let's continue to allow that front to push on through, and it's finally going to push on through. Flagler County might be an isolated shower just at first light, and that's why I'm going for some isolated showers. Okay, let's go back to Sam. Well, technically, it's still Tropical Depression 18. But as we've talked about over the last couple of days, we think this cyclone will become Sam, probably a major hurricane. Now, I indicated there are some good indicators. The 5-day cone only goes to here. And through yesterday, one of the better computer models turned Sam to the west, even though most indications would seem to be that Sam should recurve 1,200 miles east of us. Well, the new computer model, much better agreement today. So it's not a done deal, but I'm really much more relaxed to see that. And if just cooler, drier air with the lack of thunderstorms relaxes you, well, then you might be relaxed right on through the weekend.
All right, thank you, Tim. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, is weighing a choice on whether or not to allow COVID booster shots. The Biden administration had planned last month for an across-the-board rollout of those boosters. Today's meeting of a CDC panel has not yet been able to reach a final conclusion, but you may remember the FDA on Friday rejected a plan to allow Pfizer to roll out boosters.
Well, are you into playing the lottery? Tonight, the lottery jackpot is closing in on $500 million. $500 million, to be exact, $490 million. And so, you know, you have to match all 5 white balls and the Powerball to win. You know, last night at this pizza place in New York, they were celebrating because somebody hit the Mega Millions. That ticket was worth $432 million. So if you're playing tonight, good luck.
Can you imagine winning all that money? That is a lot of money. Well, tonight, a blast from the past returns to ABC. The 80s hit, The Wonder Years, is making a comeback.
What kind of music professor would I be if my daughter didn't go to college? Bad enough my son doesn't have rhythm.
Hey!
Yet. My son doesn't have rhythm yet.
So this show is, this time, focusing on a black family in 1968 in Montgomery, Alabama. Dule Hill from The West Wing starring as the father, along with a 12-year-old newcomer playing his TV son. And he says, don't expect this to be a simple remake.
Jay Williams.
We don't want this Wonder Years to be a copy. That wasn't the point of making it. The point of making it was so you can tell a different story.
So the show premieres at 8:30 tonight. You can watch it right here on ABC 25. And this weekend, a huge matchup on Sunday Night Football. The 2-0 San Francisco 49ers taking on the Green Bay Packers, who got off to a pretty rocky start this season. You can see the NFC Showdown Sunday night starting at 8 o'clock on NBC 12.
And just ahead at 6 o'clock tonight, we are on your side in St. Johns County. A live report on the charges dropped now against a former deputy. That's right after the break. Okay, that's fine. I thought you said you all.
Right now it's 6 here. And I start this newscast. Okay.
This is First Coast News on your side.
Good evening. I'm Heather Crawford. Right now at 6, here are 3 top stories that we are following at this hour. A neighborhood plagued by crashes pleading with the city for a solution. Also tonight, 2 school district employees in the same school district now charged with sex crimes against children. We're going to have the latest on those stories. And a verdict today in the trial of a former St. Johns County deputy. Live updates just moments away. But first, let's send it over to Jeannie.
Thank you, Heather. We are on top of some breaking news out of St. Johns County. Maybe you saw this today. A Good Samaritan helps pull a mother and a baby from a fiery crash. This was on I-95. Now, the good news, folks, is according to the St. Johns County Fire Department, they both went to the hospital, but with minor injuries. Traffic stopped for a couple of hours, but it is now moving in that area. And one of the Good Samaritans, a man named Craig, talked to us this afternoon and said he was still shaky. I mean, he said a bunch of people just jumped in, tried to save the mama and the baby, and they did. His story is quite remarkable, and you're going to hear that from Haley Harrison tonight only on First Coast News at 11. Also tonight, we're learning more about a hit and run that killed a 17-year-old boy. Heather has more about that right now.
That's right. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says this car is the same model that the driver left in, a 2016 or 2017 silver Infiniti Q50. Now, we told you earlier this month, when Michael Walton Jr. died after the crash in the Murray Hill area. Police are still looking for the driver. So if you know anything about this crime, please call Crime Stoppers 866-845-TIPS. There is a reward up to $3,000 and you can remain anonymous.
Charges or changes could be coming to a busy and at times very dangerous area. This is a road in our area, and on your side's Kaylee Tracy has been digging into some documents related to crashes along Losco Road, that's in Mandarin, of course, after a boy was hit by a car there on Friday. She joins us live now, and it's really a staggering number that you found out about, Kaylee.
Yeah, Jeannie, according to these calls for service from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office for crashes along Losco Road, there have been nearly 70 calls for service for crashes along this road. That's just since the start of this year, and that includes the call for the boy who was hit at this intersection Friday. It's a number that has caught the city's attention.
That really is an ongoing challenge for our community.
Jacksonville City Council member Michael Boylan is talking about speeding and the number of crashes on roads in his district, specifically Losco Road in Mandarin.
As a Mandarin resident, I frequent those routes often, so that I do appreciate that people do fly down that road pretty quickly.
He spoke with the city's traffic engineering department about the road a few weeks ago, and then again after a child was hit by a car on Losco Friday.
He told me they had been looking at Losco Road for some time and doing some analysis of both, not only their reports, but also now what JSO has on file in terms of accidents along there, and also working now with DCPS and understanding the bus routes for that neighborhood.
According to calls for service from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, there have been nearly 70 calls for crashes along Losco since the start of the year.
So it's, like a raceway out there.
Jennifer Flanagan lives along Losco. She put in a request with the city for a stoplight at the intersection the boy was hit in May. According to the city, her request is under review, and they're looking at options like crosswalks and stoplights for Losco Road. Boylan says it usually takes at least 6 months to do traffic and pedestrian studies before a decision is made, but that could vary. Boylan says he's hoping to get that decision soon, though, and it's a decision that couldn't come soon enough out here. We've actually had at least 3 to 4 neighbors just walk up to us in the past hour talking about the crashes out here and asking if that's why we were out here. So we'll keep you updated, of course, on that. We're also looking into the latest on that boy's condition. We have heard from the people who responded, neighbors who responded Friday, that he was breathing and talking, but they said it looks like he took a lot of that hit to his head. We'll be checking in on that as well. For now, reporting live, Kaylee Tracy, First Coast News, on your side.
You can pull through all right. Thank you, Kaylee. A person hit by a vehicle in Jacksonville Beach remains in critical condition tonight. We told you last night about the crash near A1A and Beach. According to Jacksonville Beach Police, the crash happened before 8 o'clock last night. We know the driver is cooperating with investigators, and so far, no charges have been filed.
2 school employees in Bradford County charged with sex crimes against a child. Today, Autumn Rogers, you see there on the right side of your screen, turned herself into police just one day after Lainey Rogers was arrested. On your side, Atia Collins was there when she walked in today. She joins us now with the very latest on both of these cases. Atia?
Well, it was just hours ago when Autumn Rogers walked herself into these doors here behind me at the Bradford County Sheriff's Office. She turned herself in to face charges from allegations stemming from inappropriate conduct with a student.
Autumn, can you explain why you decided to turn yourself in?
Autumn Rogers is turning herself in to face crimes of sexual misconduct with a minor. The Bradford County Sheriff's Office say allegations came in after another Bradford County School District employee, Lainey Rogers, was arrested for similar allegations.
Autumn's name was what was coming in, so we decided to take a close look at her, brought her in and questioned her, and she actually admitted to some inappropriate behavior.
Autumn Rogers was employed at Bradford Middle School as a paraprofessional. According to the police report, she is facing 3 felony charges stemming from an alleged sexual encounter with a teenager. According to the Bradford County Sheriff's Office, the alleged misconduct started when the victim was 15 years old. Officers with the Sheriff's Office said the tips and evidence they received of the allegations from the community is what helped move this case along, and they are warning all parents to watch who their children talk to.
They have an unusual amount of contact with an adult and not that much contact with their peers and other kids their age. Then let that little warning flag go up and pursue it.
Investigators say there is no family relation between Lainey Rogers and Autumn Rogers. Both women have turned in their resignation to the Bradford County School District, and the school district is going on with its own investigation. Reporting in Bradford County, Atia Collins, First Coast News, on your side.
Atia, thank you. Right now, Florida is considering an abortion bill similar to the one in Texas. If passed, the bill would make abortion illegal after a heartbeat is detected, typically around 6 weeks. Anyone who helps someone get an abortion could be sued. The bill was filed by a state representative from Volusia County.
Charges for a 2019 traffic stop are dropped now for a former St. Johns County Sheriff's deputy. Anthony DeLeo was accused of brutally beating an unarmed, naked man with a baton. Today, a jury found him not guilty of aggravated battery. More on this trial, including statements from the former deputy's attorney, are posted now on our First Coast News app.
Well, recycling could be temporarily paused to help collect yard waste in Jacksonville. Mayor Lenny Curry says he submitted the plan to City Council. Instead, homeowners would be asked to put your recyclables in your household garbage. Missed collections are something that a lot of you, we have been getting dozens and dozens of calls, been reaching out to us for help over the past few weeks. This is a story we have been investigating for quite some time, and more of our stories on this and possible solutions are posted right now on the First Coast News app. Hiring is facing a triple threat in St. Johns County. How the school district is handling fewer workers, a population boom, and soaring housing prices. Jessica Clark is on your side, breaking down how school leaders are reacting.
Business in Jacksonville for pies is booming, baby.
Yeah, you love pies? Wow, this lady in her new shop on the national stage today. What you might have missed this morning and where you can get a slice of pie this week.
And here it is, newly formed Tropical Depression 18 expected to become a major hurricane 5 days away, still 2,000 miles away. Beyond 5 days, we'll check it out in just a few moments.
Well, a local woman pivots during the pandemic to become a pie shop owner. Her name is Natasha Burton, and she says the risk of launching her business during COVID has paid off. Her shop is called Mixed Fillings Pie Shop. Now, Burton says she opened the shop after moving to Jacksonville. She lost her job, so she was taking a risk. She says she received huge community support during the Black Lives Matter movement.
People in the community showed up for us. It just kind of like avalanched from there.
So Burton says a major inspiration for her pie shop was her organization, Society of Survivors. The nonprofit empowers childhood sexual abuse survivors to become advocates. How about that? That's good. In the future, she says she hopes to use her pie shop as a platform to raise awareness and money for her cause. So here's where you can find the Mixed Fillings Pie Shop. Very popular location, Riverside, 5 Points area. Specifically, it's Oak Street. It's not too far from the Publix that everybody over there knows. You'll need to look in the rear of the building to find them. Pie is first come, first serve, or you can pre-order by calling them or look on their website. And so, Natasha, I want to tell you that I have heard from our producer in my ear that or my director actually, key lime. I hear you make great key lime pies. You can find a link to the shop right there by tapping on the story in our First Coast News app. So good for you, Natasha.
Now.